First leg is going to throw first. Game on.
Who do you fancy, Murph? Putting you on the spot right at the start.
Similar to yourself, actually. I think before the tournament, Gerwyn Price, well, he just won back-to-back Pro Tours just a month ago, and he's in excellent form. Appeared at the World Cup of Darts for the first time. And that didn't go particularly well for him and Mark Webster and Wales, but he was probably the better player out of the two in that tournament. And he's showing signs of why he's been winning these tournaments here with the first maximum of the match. But Beaton impressed yesterday. In other words, I haven't got a clue, Paul.
43.
Well, thinking about this in real depth, I think the key to this match is what Gerwyn Price does, because we know exactly what Steve Beaton's going to do. He's going to step up, throw smoothly, and just play darts.
137.
With Gerwyn, though, there is the tendency to get aggressive, to show his emotions. I think if he does that and plays solidly,
54.
I think he'll come out on top.
126.
Look at the eyes of Gerwyn Price. Wide open.
86.
Solid leg. When you're starting a match, if you offer a professional 40 after 12, 99 times out of 100 they will snatch your hand off.
83. Going, you require 40.
Yeah, no pressure on this double top. Now double 10.
30.
Not ideal. Yeah, he wouldn't have wanted to be coming back for double 5. He'd have rather missed all three at tops.
93. Going, you require 10.
But they're all the same size. Now he can't afford to go inside.
Game
he goes
shot
in
the
the
first
double.
leg. Gerwyn Price
wins the first
second
leg.
leg is Steve to throw first. Game on.
A little bit of a fist pump when hitting double 5 with the second dart, and I think if he continues to do that when getting chances,
140.
showing his emotions, I think that might just get under Steve's skin, that 1%, enough to just cast enough doubt.
58.
But Steve Beaton's arena around for 25 years. He's seen it all. He's seen them all off. He's beaten everyone.
100.
So nothing will surprise him, and he'll be ready for any situation.
20 years since he was crowned world champion, Steve Beaton. Gerwyn Price was 10.
43.
Gerwyn was 10. Well, happy to say that Steve's haircut
100.
is a little bit more 21st century now. Looked more like a Labradoodle back in 1996. He's kept himself in good shape
60.
for a man
Steve
of his,
161.
his years. Still the housewife's favourite. I think Gerwyn Price is trying to take that tag. He's a bit of a unit. That's an arm wrestling match between Gerwyn Price and Josh Payne. Maybe we should do that for
55.
charity or something.
Steve,
have a word with the boys later. Steve's back in the match now. Just going to set it up.
39.
Gerwyn way back on this leg. Not a real panic because Gerwyn won on his darts in the first leg, and this is on Steve's throw, so
95.
they're just finding their
Steve,
way into the game.
40.
Yeah, and Beaton in a very similar position to the one that Gerwyn was in the last leg. And he finishes the job despite the slip into the 5.
Third leg is Gerwyn to throw first. Game on.
One apiece.
Well, that's experience for you. You have a horrific dart in the first visit.
98.
Okay. If you're younger and inexperienced, you might think, well, what was that? What did Steve do? Like, oh, okay. Bing, bang,
96.
bong. It's gone.
Yeah, and he didn't let it affect that rhythm he's got. He just carried on as if he meant to do it.
And I think the word rhythm just personifies Steve Beaton. That's why everybody loves his throw.
137.
If you look at the way he throws now to 20 years ago in 96, when he won at Lakeside, it's exactly the same.
100.
If you're watching out there, kids, take a leaf out of Steve Beaton's book. Repetitiveness and a silky smooth throw will last you a very, very long time.
$80.
Yeah, Gerwyn Price, as we alluded to before, he went and won his first Pro Tour event last month in Barnsley, and then
85.
just 3 weeks ago won his second in Coventry, back-to-back Pro Tours. I mean, it takes a lot to win one of those events, Paul, but to win 2 in a row. In the first one, beat Benito van der Pass in the semi-final and Peter Wright in the final. And then a 6-1 win against Jamie Caven 3 weeks ago.
It just proves that winning is a habit. If you look at the records of Pro Tour wins over the last 5 years,
Going, you require 86.
there's a lot of people who have done that. But to do it in separate weekends, that's a great achievement. That shows real consistency. And that's what he's looking for here on double 8.
78.
Because Steve,
you require 120.
Sitting here at 120. He could hit this in the blink of an eye. Not this time.
48.
So Gerwin's coming back for double 4.
Yep. Price could go off that, but might just use an kind of air shot instead.
No score.
Beaton will get a chance at 72.
That could be expensive. Might stay there. Does so. Double 16's already hit it in the match.
56.
I think that's the reason he went 20 instead of 12. The dart was sticking up and may have been obscuring the tops.
Game shot on the third leg.
Cleans up, but not happy with that leg.
Steve to throw first.
Beaten any chances.
Yeah, handful of missed doubles at the end of that leg.
27.
I mean, it's all gone with throw so far, but Beaton only off on his own throw this time with 27. Can Gerwin Price jump all over it like he used to do his opponents on the rugby pitch.
45.
Now, there's an Irish 180. Couldn't capitalise on that somewhat poor start from Steve.
83.
Just get the feel they're searching for something in this game. Nothing explosive yet. But we've seen in some of the games over the past 24 hours, they can
45.
start slowly, then things happen. Just take the Thornton game, for instance. There were huge finishes there, but real lulls in performance.
95.
Yep, Robert Thornton was the first seeded player to exit the tournament. Simon Whitlock swiftly followed. Gerwin Price, the seeded player out of these two.
97.
Yeah, congratulations to Ron Muhlenkamp on a great victory. That's a real scalp on Whitlock at the moment. He's playing some decent darts. And I saw something in Ron Muhlenkamp last night that I haven't seen in quite a long time. Real purpose in his darts, a real thud in the board when he throws them. He changed his style to basically get better.
95.
And it took him a good 2 years to make sure that that was natural. And that hard process of changing things is starting to pay off for Ron.
100.
Yeah, well, here's a man who's never changed his style, Steve Beaton. Ton leaving the top checkout 170. And he might need to take it if Price can find another treble.
99. Steve, you require 170.
A better way to get into the game than 170 checkout.
That's not going to happen, so Price
119.
with
You
a
require
chance to break the
120.
throw. Needs a treble in the combination. Well, now he's not going to get that chance because that's gone into the 1. And Beaton will be back
80.
for 51.
Steve, you require 51.
It's a good leave, though. If Steve doesn't take this out. There it is.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Steve Beaton. Fifth leg is
might be
Gerwin
a
to throw
close one.
first. Game on.
Proven to be that way at the moment.
Yep, nothing between them.
And you alluded to Gerwin's recent success.
140.
What do you think his biggest attribute is to the way he's got better over the last couple of years?
Interesting. When you speak to Michael van Gerwen
140.
about his level of performance and the way it's got better and better and better, the one word he always replies with is confidence. And perhaps, as you
100.
mentioned before, winning becomes a habit. It obviously makes you more confident. So the more confident you are, the more you win. So perhaps that's what it is.
It's almost like a vicious circle.
Yeah, it can go
Vicious
the
is
other
probably
way.
the wrong word.
Vicious when it goes the other way, when you start to lose the confidence.
When you break the circle, everything can fall out. But at the moment, everything's
60.
rosy for the Iceman.
I mean, there must be times in your career, Paul, where you've walked into a venue
39.
and thought, I'm going to win this match, or I'm going to win today. And there must be other times when you think, oh, I really hope I win, or I've got to win.
Hoping has been a big thing in the last couple of years. But there was a time
64.
when I was in the same position as Gerwin, really. Walked into a Crawley venue one Sunday and said, I'm winning today.
95.
Did so by beating Terry Jenkins in the final, and that was the best day of Pro Tour darts I ever played.
Well, Price couldn't take out the 1-3-7. So Steve Beaton wants a 1-4-7. Price will be back for tops.
This is all going on throw.
Going, you require 40.
So that places a lot of importance on people getting to the yockey first. Got to take this out because Steve is right behind him.
Game shot on the 5th leg. Going Price. Single leg is Steve to throw first. Game on.
It's getting edgy up there.
Yeah, it's still just bubbling away. Nothing spectacular.
95.
5 straight holds of throw. Obviously, if it carries on like that, Price will be in the next round. Now then.
This is pretty useful. Oh,
100
what a dart that was.
80.
He slammed it into the first 2. Beautifully done by Gerwin Price.
100.
Gerwin, another one. Not a fan of black trousers. Seeing a bit more creativity these days with darting at
100.
Especially with Steve McNally yesterday. That was a new one for me. You got to think that was inspired by Peter Wright.
46.
Yeah, absolutely love that from Steve McNally. Walked on with a hat and patches all over his clothes. We were telling a bit of his story yesterday. McNally got the nickname the Hobo because he's basically sacrificed everything to pursue his darting dream.
Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I applaud what Steve McNally has done through a long effort to get on stage. I hope we haven't seen the last of Steve McNally because he's a nice man. He's a good dart player. And now that he's got the experience...
No score.
Gerwin Price has just fired in a 177 when he only required 173. Bust Gerwin Price.
How pivotal is that going to be?
Well, and you could hear his roar
100
of disappointment and frustration. Didn't check his score before he went up. Because he wasn't on the finish, he just carried on. And the next visit
58
doesn't find a single treble.
And he was still shaking his head when he was throwing his second dart. Didn't reset himself.
Game shot on the 6th leg.
And he
Steve
away and
Beaton.
lost the leg.
7th leg is going to throw first. Game on.
Straight back to the yockey. Using the aggression.
100.
That's an okay start. He'll be livid about that.
Yeah, big error there from Gerwin Price.
Everyone's got a story about the biggest
95.
score they've ever bust. The one that I've seen that really made people turn was in Australia. Steve Duke Sr. at the Australian Masters in Geelong bust 180. He had a big 60, another big 60. Next one, biggest snatch
60.
you've ever seen, straight in a 60. And he just came back, laughed it off, hit a 140 and a double top after that.
I've seen Michael Van Gerwen, no less, do the same thing.
134.
Bust 180 in a Pro Tour match, or final actually, against Dave Chisholm in Crawley. I think he still won. But yeah, he said that he thought he was on 280 or something in the leg, and he just carried on firing at the treble.
If you look at Gerwin Price, for instance, he's always in a rush to get to the yockey. He's very urgent.
100.
And in a lot of situations, that's a good thing. Sometimes you just need to take those extra couple of seconds just to make sure you know what you're doing.
138. Going Uruguay 127.
Good pressure from Beaton.
This is a pivotal moment in the match. This is a huge shot at the ball.
102. Steve Uruguay 108.
So now, Steve, what have you got?
But if he takes this out, Gerwin Price, well, he's not going to take it out, but after busting that, they're missing the ball. Gerwin Price has got to
76.
try and not think that this might not be going
25.
his way.
He's going to have to take this 25 out now. It's double 12 for a 7th straight hold. That's a beautiful, beautiful marker.
13.
Oh, but he didn't use it.
Steve Uruguay 32.
Well, Price should have really broken Steve Beaton in the last leg, but bust his 173 score of a 177. Beaton breaks Gerwin Price in the next leg. And this match,
Steve to throw first. Game on.
It really shouldn't be like this, but Beaton leads 4-3.
Yeah, this match has all been about the last 2 legs and what's transpired. Missed chances from Gerwin Price.
85.
And a mistake. But now it's up to Steve Beaton to hold to get the result. Let's see what fighting qualities Gerwin Price has got.
How hard is it to put that kind of mistake to the back of your mind? Because as you said, when he went up, he was still shaking his head, and he knows that that's cost him. Perhaps he should have been forced to up. Now he's 4-3 down, has beaten
140.
Treble, 140, taking command in this leg.
It should be forgotten by now. It was over, well, basically 2 legs ago. He should be focused
43
on what he's doing now. In order to stay in the present, you've got to forget about what the potential things are in the future, and you've got to forget what's happened before. When those kind of things happen, you do find out what kind of a player you are. And us, as pundits, we find out what kind of player they are as well.
Yeah, the last visit can't affect the next one.
132.
I think Steve Beaton's got better since that bust situation happened.
And I think he's got Gerwin Price on the ropes a little bit here, because he's going to come back for 44 to move 5-3 ahead, and within 1 of the last 16. Double 16.
12 score.
Well, Gerwin Price has got a chance to break back.
It's an outside shot.
He's going to have to go 18s here. What a dart that is. It's the bullseye again. Hasn't got it. It's almost the same shot as before.
32.
Steve's coming back for a target that's been very kind to him in this match. Double 8. All the way across the double 4.
Yes, shot on the 8 leg. Steve Beaton.
Huge
I think it's Gerwin to throw first. Game on.
Sucker punch to Price.
Yeah, last dart in hand from Beaton.
29.
Saw Price's head drop in the background. Beaton now a leg away from a potential clash with Michael van Gerwen in the next round. He has to beat another Welshman in Johnny Clayton for that.
59.
It's going to be a good match later on. I think Johnny Clayton's full of beans at the moment.
95.
Price has got to start fighting. It hasn't been the same since that bust.
31.
No, certainly not Gerwin Price. It's not the kind of performance that's seen in winning events recently by any stretch of the imagination. Steve Beaton plodding along.
121.
We've already seen someone come from 5-3 down today, and that was Nigel Hayden. So it can be done.
The Undertaker back from the dead.
133.
Nice call, Murph. A great visit from Beaton, using the 19s to their full effect.
55.
Well, Beaton could take advantage of this with a big score, and there's no better start than that.
134.
2 big trebles, and Steve Beaton's on a finish.
Price has got to hit 60s and fast. Where's he going to go?
87.
Only 87.
Stevie O'Guire, 144.
He was looking to leave at least 96. But this was for the match. Undecided as to where to go. He'll probably stay there.
96.
Good leave.
Gerwin O'Guire, 114.
Big last start. This has got to go, Gerwin.
It's do or die. Treble 18. Wrong treble.
40. Stevie O'Guire, 48.
Looks like Steve Beaton might be strolling and dancing into the next round for the match. Oh,
23.
A wide from Beaton.
Gerwin O'Guire, 74.
Well,
And Price has got a second chance.
Every dart double 16 has been in or around. That was a long way away. Slipped into the 7. He's got 25 left. If he comes back.
34.
Which he will.
Stevie O'Guire, 25.
So another chance for the match for Steve Beaton.
25 it is for the same corner of the board. Double 8. Over to double 4, which has been very kind. And
Game
kind
shot.
again.
Round the match, Steve Beaton.
6-3 to Steve Beaton. Comprehensive win in the end, and I think in the middle of the match, everything changed. 173 he had, he hit a 177. It changed everything because Steve Beaton after that was the better player.
Yeah, a bust score of 173 from Gerwin Price, and the Iceman failed to keep his cool after that. Silky smooth Steve Beaton moves through to the next round. We'll hear from him in a second. Coming up next is Kim High.